Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, sir.
Good. What do you have for me today?
As soon as it gets down here, I'm gonna have Rodney Wheeler.
Okay.
Welcome. Hi, Paul.
All right.
Good morning.
How you doing?
How are you doing today? Good morning. Okay, first up I have Mr. Cripps.
Good morning, Judge.
Mr. Cripps, what can I do for you?
I have Mr. Wheeler for competency review date.
Okay. Do I have the APA here on Wheeler?
I'm here, Judge.
Okay, we're ready on Wheeler. No. Do you want to waive his presence or you want to wait on him, Mr. Cripps?
Judge, there's no need to wait for Mr. Wheeler.
Okay.
Calling
case number 2306-009801, people of the state of Michigan versus Rodney Wheeler. Defendant is charged in counts 1, 2, prostitution, miscellaneous earnings, count 3, controlled substance, delivery, manufacture, cocaine, heroin, or another narcotic less than 50 grams. Count 4, human trafficking enterprise. Count 5 and 6, human trafficking, forced labor. Count 7, prostitution, keeping house of. Count 8, controlled substance, second or subsequent offense notice. Defendant has a habitual offender, fourth offense notice.
Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Kristen Cartwright on behalf of the people, P82411.
Hey, good morning, Judge. David Cripps appearing on behalf of Mr. Rodney Wheeler. I waive his presence. He's in the Wayne County Jail.
For the waive the defendant's presence, today's the date time set for a competency hearing. We have a report back from the forensic center.
Yes, we have that report. We're waiting my independent experts report from Dr. Tara Abramsky. I spoke to her yesterday, Your Honor, and she said that she will be seeing Mr. Wheeler next week. She should have a report by the end of June at the latest.
When was this matter referred for the independent?
I can't give you a precise date, Your Honor.
Let me see that now.
I told her, I impressed upon her yesterday that she needs to get this report done as quickly as possible. So she's planning on seeing him, I think, on Wednesday of next week. I don't think it'll take too long after that for her to complete her report.
So it looks like somewhere around March 11th. And she's just now seeing him tomorrow?
I don't know the date, Judge. I don't disagree with you if you say that's the date that I'm disappointed it's not done by this time either. I'll tell. So you could give us at least a couple of weeks from the date of the interview. I'm sure she'll have it done.
I'll give her to June 3rd.
That's fine for the defense, Judge.
If I don't have the independent evaluation completed by June 3rd, then we're gonna go with what the forensic center found.
I fully understand, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you for your patience, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Barrow, Mr. Barrow, good morning. What can I do for you?
Good morning, Judge. I'm here for Mr. Mania today. We rescheduled it from Wednesday to today, Judge.
That's correct. Okay. Yes. I believe so. Do I have an APA here on Mania?
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
Okay, we're ready.
Calling case number 2405-664101, people of the state of Michigan versus Kasim Mania. Defendant is charged in count 1, home invasion, first degree; count 2, unlawful imprisonment; count 3, domestic violence; count 4, malicious destruction of building less than $200.
Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Shelley Drain for the people, P number 60249.
Morning, Your Honor. Ali Barrow appearing on behalf of Mr. Mania, P 85907.
Mr. Mania, tell us your name for the record.
Yes, my name is Kasim Manel.
What's your pleasure, counsel?
Your Honor, I know we had a motion hearing on Wednesday. I don't believe the court ever, gave their discretion as to the motion and as it relates to bond. And as it relates to PCC, we will let the court know that we are waiving the preliminary exam.
Mr. Mania, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. Sir, you understand you have a statutory right to have a preliminary examination. By waiving the same, that means you won't have one and you'll be bound over to Wayne County Third Circuit Court as you stand charged in the complaint and warrant. You understand that?
Your Honor,
No.
he does require slightly a translator. His English isn't that fluent.
Oh, I see. Okay, so we need an interpreter.
They didn't sign in.
No. Okay, so I'm gonna have to come back to you when we get an interpreter.
Okay, Judge.
Ms. Lehman. Good morning, ma'am. What can I do for you?
Here for Mr. Calhoun, he should be in the waiting room. It's adjourned PCC from Monday.
Okay. Ready on.
Calling case number 2405-610201. People of the state of Michigan versus DeAndre Calhoun. Defendant is charged in count 1, assault with a dangerous weapon; count 2, domestic violence aggravated. Defendant has a habitual offender for defense notice.
Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Shelley Drain for the people, P number 60249.
Morning, Your Honor. Marielle Lehman on behalf of DeAndre Calhoun, P 74760. Mr. Calhoun, please turn on your camera and state your name for the record.
Unmute yourself, sir. Tell us your name. Is he getting undressed for the camera? What's your name, sir?
DeAndre Calhoun. Sorry.
What's your pleasure, Ms. Lehman?
Mr. Honor, I'd like to set this matter for a preliminary examination.
Court will continue to plead of not guilty and set this matter for preliminary examination. How is May 24th at 9 o'clock?
I am checking my calendar. That should be fine, Your Honor.
All right, May 24th at 9 o'clock, bond will be continued.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're all set, Mr. Calhoun.
Thank you.
Morning. How you doing today? Ladies, what can I do for you?
I'm here from the sign remote app. It is supposed to.
Okay. And what can I do for you, ma'am?
Oh, well, I am a thinking active MSP and I'm just observing.
Okay. No problem.
Okay.
Well, I have two exams scheduled for the 21st. 10 and 1:30.
Let's see, 2,
Is that Western?
7.
Simpson.
Voice,
Um,
what's the first name?
I'm not sure.
Voice on the 24th. at 1:30.
What kind of case is it? Right. I have a different court that week.
It's supposed to be 21st. John Daly.
Let's check with them and see. Mr. Pitts, good morning.
Your Honor, good morning. Good morning to you and your staff. I am here on Ramon Beverly. I just got retained last night and I put an appearance in about 4 o'clock. I just want to make sure the court received it. And I actually called Attorney McRipley, who was appointed on this case, and indicated that I'd be coming in.
Okay. And do you know who the APA is on that?
I don't, Your Honor. By the time I got retained, the offices were closed and I didn't hear back from Mr. McRipley, so I'm not sure who the...
He's here.
Me, Judge.
Okay, we're ready on that.
Calling case number 2405714101, people of the state of Michigan versus Ramon Beverly. Defendant's charged in count 1, homicide, murder, second degree. Defendant has a habitual offender, second offense notice.
Appearance, record, please.
Morning, Honor. Steve Locklear for the People, P70668.
And may it please this honorable court, good morning. Byron Pitts, ready on behalf of Mr. Beverly, Your Honor.
And what's your pleasure, Mr. Pitts?
Your Honor, I was retained last evening. I have not received the discovery. I actually spoke to, left a message for Mr. McRipley and asked him to send it to me. As of this morning, I have not received anything. So I'm a little behind the 8 ball as it relates to this. I guess the exam is what, the 24th, next Friday?
No, sir.
I would ask for an opportunity to at least see
I do
the,
my homicides on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
or Tuesdays
So-
and Thursdays.
The earliest I would be able to do this would be the 23rd. But I'm thinking you're gonna probably need a little more time, push it to the 28th.
Judge, I got to assume that's going to be enough. If there are any problems, I certainly come back to this court before the 28th.
And how's the 28th at 10 o'clock?
That's fine.
Could we do it in the afternoon, Judge? I have a homicide sentencing and another pretrial that morning.
How many witnesses do you have?
Or if we could do it on the 30th, but I think I have maybe 4 or 5.
We can do May 28th at 1:30. Your P number, Mr. Pitts?
59079.
All right, so May 28th at 1:30. File will be continued.
Okay, Mr. Lockbiller,
Yes.
if you could, I'm in the bar journal. If you could send me the discovery as soon as you can, and then we'll be in touch.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Thanks, you too.
Okay.
They give you a status.
Issues of getting the interpreter real soon. They haven't logged in.
No. So ma'am, that'll be an in-person examination on May 28th at 1:30 in this court. He'll be present. Good morning, Mr. Humphries. Good morning, Your Honor. Take it, we are ready on spate. Yes. I'm making me feel like I'm in church. Yeah, okay.
Judge, do we have
Yes, sir.
any idea for the interpreter?
I'm told that they're gonna have one for us very soon.
Okay.
Mercedes Spate.
Yes.
On case 24-56668, for the state of Michigan versus Mercedes Nicole Spate. Defendants charged in count 1, carrying a concealed weapon, count 2, domestic violence. Appearances for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Shelley Drake for the people, P number 60249.
Good morning, Your Honor. James Humphries, P 38930 on behalf of the state.
Tell me your name for the record, ma'am.
Mercedes Nicole Spate.
There's a date and time set for preliminary examination. Are you ready to proceed?
Your Honor, I'm not able to proceed at this time. The complaining witness was notified of the date and time for this exam. He is not present. I cannot proceed without his testimony today.
On behalf of the defendant, Your Honor, we'd ask the case to be dismissed at this point.
So order, the court will dismiss this matter without prejudice. I just need a dismissal order.
I have it as you.
Okay, all right. All right. For the 20th. So I told her, I think it's for the 21st. She said that's even better. So the date she had. I'm waiting for people to respond. Just keep. Okay. All right.
Hey, Rick.
Hey, what's going on, Judge?
So Mr. Pitts came in and handled that already.
Okay, great.
Thought you were still
How
the
you been?
attorney. Doing good. How about yourself?
Oh man, doing great. I'm ready to go in. I'm ready to go and walk around in the courtroom now.
Okay, great. Looking forward to seeing you.
All right, have a great weekend.
You too now. The interpreter is here. Mr. Barrow,
Yes, Judge.
okay, we have the interpreter. Now I just need to get my prosecutor back. Good morning, Ms. Rahal.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Thank you
Ms.
for joining
Rahal.
us on short notice.
Yeah.
As soon as my prosecutor steps right in, back in, we'll get right started. You know what I'm trying to say. It's Friday. SAMERAH, last name RAHAL.
Right.
Okay, we are ready on the day.
Recalling case number 2405-664101, people of state Michigan versus Kasim Mania. Defendant is charged in count 1, home invasion, first degree. Count 2, unlawful imprisonment. Count 3, domestic violence. Count 4, malicious destruction of building less than $200.
Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Shelley Drain for the people, P number 60249.
Morning, Your Honor. Ali Barrow, P85907, appearing on behalf of Mr. Mania.
Good morning, Your
Mania.
Samara
Go ahead.
Rahal. Samara Rahal interpreting Arabic for the court, state certified qualified.
Now, please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm to translate from English to Arabic and Arabic to English to the best of your ability?
I do.
Thank you. And your name for the record, sir?
أعطينا اسمك سيد. سيد قول اسمك.
Qasim.
My name is George. Good morning. My name is
All right. And sir, you indicated that your client is going to waive his preliminary examination. Is that right?
That is correct, Judge.
وافقت انتم تتنازل عن تمهيد قضيتك بالمحكمة انت والمحامي.
Sir, please raise your right hand.
سيد ارفع ايدك اليمين.
You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
تحلف بالله تكلم الحقيقة وبس الحقيقة. I think he said yes. His voice is not clear.
نعم أنا بحكي الحقيقة.
Yes, I will tell the truth.
All right, thank you, sir. You can put your hand down.
نزل ايدك.
Sir, you understand you have a statutory right to have a preliminary examination?
سيد انت فهمان انه عندك انت قانونيا حق انه يكون عندك تمهيد القضية، صح؟ فهمان؟
By waiving the same, that means you won't have one and you'll be bound over to Wayne County Third Circuit Court as you stand charged in the complaint form.
بما انك عم تتنازل استحقاق القضية بينزلوك على المحكمة الأعلى، محكمة 3 على المحكمة الأعلى بمدينة ديترويت. نعم؟ Yes.
Do you understand the nature and the purpose of the preliminary examination?
أنت فهمان سبب ليه الواحد بيكون عنده استحقاق تمهيد القضية؟
Sure.
Yeah.
You understand if you were to have one, the prosecution will have to establish that the crime you're charged with was committed in the city of Detroit.
انت فاهمان انه اذا كمل مدعي العام لازم يثبت انه الجريمة حصلت بمدينة ديترويت.
And that there's cause to believe you committed it.
ومعقولي انت تكون ارتكبت لهي. فهمان هيك صح؟ Yeah.
Is anyone forcing you to waive your right?
حدا جابرك تتنازل عن حقوقك؟
هذا شو؟
حدا someone what جابرك تتنازل عن تمهيد. No.
Has anyone promised you anything?
حدا وعدك بشيء لتتنازل؟
لا.
No, no.
Are you waiving your right freely and voluntarily?
بحريتك بإرادتك عم تتنازل عن حقوقك.
لا ما بتنازل عن حقوقي.
Yes, I am. Excuse me, Your Honor, I guess to ask them again.
أنا بتنازل عن حقوقي بس القاضي هو يحكم بالمشكلة. أنا ما عندي أي مشكلة. ما عندي أنا.
Well, I am withdrawing my rights, but I don't have no.
Any objection from the people?
No objection, Your Honor.
The court finds the defendant's waiver is made knowingly and voluntarily freely given. The court will therefore bind the defendant over to Wayne County Third Circuit Court, Criminal Division for further proceedings.
المحكمة بلاقي بإرادة لازم ينزل على المحكمة الأعلى يكمل بالقضية بالمحكمة الأعلى.
شو؟
With what? بالمحكمة الأعلى.
شو فيها المحكمة الأعلى؟
What's at the higher court?
May I, Judge? Can you tell Mr. Mania that I will explain exactly what the nature of Third Circuit Court is?
محاميك عم بيقول هلا بيشرح لك بالضبط شو هو محكمة الأعلى.
ماشي.
And Judge, can we address bond this time?
Go ahead.
I know we had our motion and I believe our motion was argued on Wednesday. The court and Madam Prosecutor did have an opportunity to speak with the complaining witness, and I don't believe there was an objection, and I believe there was just discretion of the court as to whether or not Mr. Mania his bond should be reduced.
حكينا مرة الماضي بخصوص قضيتك وأنا ومدعي العام وكمان حكينا على الضحية وكمان عم بطلب منك إنه اليوم أسألك مرة تانية إذا فيك تتنازل توطي الكفالة.
نعم أنا بدي أوطي الكفالة. بالمحامي بدي أوطي الكفالة.
The lawyer will, and I didn't hear the rest.
يعني هو اللي بيتكلم باسمه.
Yes, the lawyer speaking on behalf.
Do the people have any objection to the court reducing this to a personal bond?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Court is going to set bond at a $25,000 personal bond, no assaults of contact. I don't even want you to raise your voice at her, sir.
سيد وافق الحاكم انه ينزلها انه تكفل نفسك بكلام بس ما بدي اياك باي طريقه تتصل فيها.
ماشي.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Thank you, Mr. Hall.
Thank you. You're right. Should I leave?
That's going to make his arraignment date May 31st, 2024 at 9:00 a.m.
شهر 5 يوم 31 الساعة 9 الصبح رح يعطوك السبب اللي انت موجود بالمحكمة الأعلى. شهر بدك ترجع على المحكمة. اوكي؟
أي تاريخ؟
What was that date again?
May 31st.
شهر 5 يوم 31 9 الصبح. Okay. All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Huh?
خلاص خلصنا.
Yes, خلاص.
شكرا.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Your Honor, they want you to sign the search.
All the way over, would you like me to approach all the way?
This way.
Okay.
You swear or affirm the facts and circumstances contained in the search warrant affidavit which you enact to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Sorry.
Thank you.
You guys usually take these to the magistrate. Me too.
Really respect you. Well, so with that amongst, we were unable to get that through, so we do apologize. We are looking to execute the search warrant today. Unfortunately, we go through our notification control and they're in meetings, so we cannot get through. So we're coming here in the time to see if we can get it signed. We know that you're obviously very knowledgeable. I don't want to take it to someone who would probably not be knowledgeable in regards to search warrants on home invasions. I just don't want to be staring at it. I want to make an offer for it. So 10 medications. Yes. Good morning. It's hot in here.
Sugarfoot, you made it.
I did. I hustled across that street.
I wish I could have seen that.
I'm sure you do. Because everybody get a big kick out of it. Like I said, my husband called me Linda again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You don't want to get a wet? It's okay.
Yeah, right, okay. All right, be safe. Mariah Green.
He's in custody.
Calling case 2456585, people of the state of Michigan versus Araya Devon Green. Defendant's charged in count 1 assault with a dangerous weapon, count 2 domestic violence. Appearances for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Shelley Drink for the people, P number 60249.
And good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Kiana Franny with P73015 on behalf of Mrs. Green standing to my immediate left. Mr. Green, please state your name for the record.
Green. There's a date and time set for preliminary examination. Are the people ready to proceed?
I'm not able to proceed at this time, Your Honor. The complaining witness was notified of the exam today, and she is not present. I cannot proceed without her testimony.
Your Honor, we move to dismiss.
Court order will dismiss this matter without prejudice.
Yeah. I'll be Oh, that makes sense. Oh, let me make sure I'm right. Because I didn't know it was another reason. Yes, sir. Gracias.
Okay.
You too. Have a great day.
Thank you. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you. You too.
You don't want your paperwork?
You said what?
You don't want your dismissal?
Oh, yeah, I do. I like having those. I collect them. No.
Welcome to the DV doc. This is what it looks like.
Yeah.
So how are you?
That's funny, yeah.
Thinking of that book from 1970.
That's what we under.
Yeah. They got it. Yeah.
I don't think my client's here yet, Your Honor. I just texted him. I know. You got a couple minutes.
Richard Austin. Calling case 2456975, people of the state of Michigan versus Richard Deonta Austin. Defendant is charged with count 1, assault with intent to do great bodily harm, thus the murder by strangulation. Count 2, domestic violence. Appearances for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Shelley Drink for the people, P-60249.
And good morning. Charlotte Birchback from the Neighborhood Defender Service, P number 86740 on behalf of Mr. Austin. Mr. Austin, could you say your name?
This is date and time set for preliminary examination of people ready to proceed.
Your Honor, I'm not ready to proceed at this moment, but the complainant is parking right now, so she will be here momentarily. I asked for a few moments.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
So you're betting 1,000 today, Ms.
I
Green.
know, but you got something.
Okay, good. I'm happy. That's good. Y'all would make you guys work hard for it. Don't give up. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. That's it.
You expecting timing early?
Yeah.
He's
Come in.
in.
Yeah, sir. How you doing?
Good.
I'll be with you in a moment, okay? What's going on with you? What's going on? You ready? Calling case 2456975, people of the state of Michigan versus Richard Deontay Austin. Defendant is charged in count 1, assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder or by strangulation. Count 2, domestic violence. Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Shelley Drain for the people, P number 60249.
And Charlotte Birchback from the Neighborhood Defender Service, P number 86740, on behalf of Mr. Austin. Could you say your name again?
There's a date and time set for preliminary examination. Are people ready to proceed?
Yes, Judge.
How many witnesses?
One witness.
Any preliminary matters before you call your witness?
No, Judge.
None.
Okay, call your witness.
Your Honor, at this time, the people would call Ms. Giovanna Taylor.
Ma'am, please step forward, give your name and spelling of your name to the young lady seated there. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. Please have a seat in the witness box next to me. Just yank that door open, have a seat. Take that microphone that'll be to your right and place it in your lap and speak directly into that voice, okay? Take the microphone, put it in your lap. The whole face up. You may begin when you're ready.
Thank you. All right, good morning. Please state your name once again for the record. Ms. Taylor, I'm going to be asking you some questions today. If you don't understand something or if you want me to repeat it, please let me know, all right?
Ms. Taylor, please speak into the microphone for me.
All right. Ms. Taylor, I want to bring your attention back to the date of April 27th of this year, 2024. Do you remember that date?
Yes.
Okay. And where did you go that date, if anywhere?
Went to the hospital.
Okay, what hospital did you go to?
Children's.
Why did you go to Children's Hospital?
My son was sick.
What is your son's name?
Richard Austin.
Okay. Okay, you indicated that your son's name was Richard Austin Jr., is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and did you bring your child to the hospital?
No.
Okay. When you got to the hospital, what happened, if anything?
I walked in with food. I asked his dad, where the doctor was seeing, and he told me not to say anything to him.
Okay, so you walk in and you asked his dad something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and who is Richard Austin Jr.'s father?
Richard Austin.
Okay, and how do you know Richard Austin?
It's my son's father.
Okay, and do you see Richard Austin in the courtroom here today?
Yes.
For identification purposes for the court, could you indicate where he is in court today and what he's wearing?
Yeah, on a gray sweater.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Please let this record reflect that this witness has identified the defendant, Richard Austin.
So noted.
Thank you. All right, what was the question that you asked, Mr. Austin?
Oh, I asked him, what were the doctors saying about, the baby?
Okay, how old is your son?
He's 2.
Okay, and what response did you receive?
He told me not to say anything to him.
Okay, and were you surprised by that or no?
Well, no, we don't get along, so I wasn't surprised that he told me to say anything to him.
Okay, so after he said that to you, what happened next?
I walked around the bed where the baby was. I gave the baby a slice of pizza. And, I can't remember what he said, but I just told him, like he didn't have to say anything to me. And I was just telling him that he can leave. And then he walked around the bed and said, I should smack you right now. And I said, you're not gonna do anything to me. And before I knew it, he hit me.
Okay, so the two of you, yourself and Mr. Austin, are in a hospital room, or are you in like a triage area?
No, we're in a hospital room.
You're actually in a hospital room, okay. And your son is in the bed there?
Yeah, he's in a crib.
Is it a crib? Okay. Is there anyone else in the room at that time?
No.
Okay. So, all right, and then you said that he,
yeah.
Where did he hit you?
In my, top of my head.
Top of your head. Where did he hit you with?
His hand.
Okay, and was it like an open hand? Was it a fist? What was it?
I'm not for sure because he was standing over me. I don't know if he smacked. I don't know.
Okay, he was standing over you.
Yeah.
Were you sitting down or standing up?
I was sitting down on the couch.
Okay. Were you right next to the bed or were you away from the bed?
Well, I was like kind of next to the bed, like the bed is next to the couch.
Okay, all right, thank you. Or it's a crib?
Yes, it's a crib.
Okay, all right. So what happened after he hit you in the head?
I jumped up, I hit him back.
Okay.
We started fighting.
Okay.
He threw me on the bed.
He threw you on the bed, which is like the crib?
No, well, it was another bed on the opposite side of the crib.
Okay, another bed, and is that like a full bed?
Yeah.
Okay, so the two of you then move over to that area of the room?
Right.
Okay, so he threw you onto that?
Yeah.
What happened next?
Well, I was trying to get him off of me. I did him, I scratched him, I hit him. I ended up sitting in his face, he sit back in my face. By then I was like asking for somebody to come in, and the nurse heard us fighting, and he ended up walking me to sleep.
Okay. So I want to talk to you about what was happening between the two of you. So he threw you on the bed, is that right? And then what did he do to you specifically? Like, was he just hitting you? What specifically did he do to you?
Oh, he choked me.
Okay, so he choked you. And when you say he choked you, how did you do that?
With 2 hands.
Okay, so he used 2 of his hands. What did he do with his 2 hands?
He put them around me.
Okay, and when he put his 2 hands around your neck, was he applying pressure?
Objection deleted.
Okay, when he put his 2 hands around your neck, what was he doing with his hands?
He was just choking me.
Okay, and when you say choking, like, what do you mean by that?
He had his hand around me, making me choke me.
Okay, and when he was choking you, was your breathing restricted at all?
I can't even remember. I was just trying to get him off of me.
Were you able to breathe normal during the time you were being choked?
No, I know I spit in his face, but I mean, I don't know. I was just trying to get, I can't recall. I was just trying to get him off of me.
What What makes you say or use the word choking?
Because he had his hands around my neck and he was choking.
So what we're trying to get at is what does that mean? Just to have your hands around the neck? Is that doesn't necessarily mean choking, right? Nobody's talking to you.
Sorry,
Sorry. So the act of choking means what? Besides having the hands around your throat.
Oh yeah, he was like choking me, like both hands, like my person was altered. Like I was really just trying to get him off of here.
All right. How long did that incident happen, if you recall, while you were on the other side of the room in that bed area?
I don't know how long, you have to say that.
Okay, and so you said someone else came in the room?
Yeah, a nurse came in.
Okay, and was that male or female? Okay, and what happened when that male nurse came in the room?
He came in and he was just like, you guys can be quite with your other people in the hospital. And I was just asking if what police.
Okay, and what happened after that?
By then security had already came in and I had already called police.
Okay, so when the male nurse came in, was Mr. Austin away from you at that point? Or
He
no?
was still on top of me.
Okay, so how did that stop?
When the nurse came in, he stopped.
Okay, all right, and did the police arrive?
Yes.
Did you make a report?
Yes.
Were you injured at all?
No, I didn't have any like marks or anything like that. That I know of. Like we didn't even have any mirrors in that room, so they did take pictures. So I wasn't able to like look and take pictures or anything like that. Like the police came like right afterwards and they did a police report and they took their own pictures.
Okay. All right, thank you. What other questions?
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Taylor. My name is Charlotte Birchback. I'm gonna ask you some questions. If you need me to repeat something or explain a question, let me know, okay? Great. On this day, you said your 2-year-old son was in the hospital, right?
Yeah.
And he was there because of like an asthma attack?
Yeah.
Okay, so by the time you got there, he was stable, is that fair to say?
No, not necessarily. Well, he was stable, but we didn't get released until the next day.
Got it, okay. And he had been there, he had stayed one night before you arrived at the hospital, right?
Well, they took him like around like the middle of the night, maybe about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
And about what time did you get to the hospital?
I got there maybe about 8.
Okay, so you're saying you got there around 8 p.m., right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this happened shortly after you arrived there, right?
Right.
You got there at 8 p.m.?
I don't recall the exact time, but it was around 8.
Okay, and you said that you and Mr. Austin, at this stage in your relationship, you don't get along very well.
No.
Okay, you guys are not together romantically, right?
No.
And you don't live together, right?
No.
And that day, before you arrived at the hospital, the two of you had been texting, right?
Well, yeah, we had been texting.
Like about the logistics of your son being there. Okay. And fair to say that he was giving you kind of a hard time about getting there on time.
Right.
And when you arrived, you said you arrived with some food.
Right.
It was like you had like a pizza, right?
Right.
And you said immediately when you walked in, you kind of asked him what's going on with the doctor.
Right.
And he said, basically, don't talk to me.
Right.
And then at that point, you guys start to bicker. Is that fair to say?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're kind of saying to him, like, you don't need to be like that.
Yeah, I was telling him that he can leave, like, because we don't get along. I just didn't want to argue in the hospital. I was just telling him he can leave and I can stay.
Okay, but he didn't leave at that time.
No.
All right. And you're saying at some point you sat down on the couch?
Yes.
And at that point, are you guys still having words with each other?
Yeah, well, at that point I was eating. He was on the opposite side of the crib. I was on the other side of the crib. I had gave the baby a slice of pizza and I was eating. And he was saying, well, I asked him about what the doctor said, and we were going back and forth, and I was just telling him that, you can just leave, you don't have to eat here until you leave.
Okay, and you're saying the first point of any physical contact between the two of you is when he hit you on the top of your head?
It was, well, not necessarily at the top, but it was kind of like over here somewhere, because I was sitting kind of like facing
So I'm
this
just gonna
way.
stop you for 1 second. Just for the record, the witness is referring to the left side of her forehead.
Right.
Above your left eyebrow.
Right.
So no.
And so you're saying that's the first point that this becomes physical.
Right.
And you're saying he takes his hand and kind of just taps your forehead?
He was standing over me, so I don't know how he hit me. I was sitting down.
So you're sitting down and you don't see his hand come towards your face?
No, because he walked around and he said, I should have smacked you. And I'm just like, you're not gonna do nothing to me, you know, but he was standing over me. I didn't see how he hit me. I don't know if he smacked.
Okay, but fair to say, like, it didn't knock you back, right?
No.
Right, it was kind of just like a tap in your head, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so would you describe it as a slap?
Yeah, maybe a slap.
Okay, and so you're saying he hit you on the top of your head, and then at that point you jump up.
Right.
And then you described it basically as the two of you start fighting.
Right.
And at that point, you are towards like the window, your back is towards the window, right?
Right.
And he is, his back's towards the door, right?
Well, not necessarily, because, well, where we are, the door is like on that side. It's kind of like we're like in a corner, the crib is kind of like here. It's kind of like a corner here, and then it's that way, the door.
So both of you would have to get around the grid in order to exit.
Right.
And so at that point, the two of you are like tussling with your hands?
We were fighting.
So you're both swinging at each other, is that what you're saying?
He's beating the shit
Okay,
out of
hang
me.
on. Okay, so the two of you at that point are swinging at each other?
Yes.
And you're making some hits that make contact with him, right?
Yeah.
And you said that you bit him at one point?
Well, that was when he was on top of me, choking me. I was trying to get him off of me.
Okay, and before that, there were some other things you said that happened. You definitely slapped him, right?
I don't recall. I know we fought.
Okay. At the end of this, you're saying you didn't really have any injuries, right?
I didn't have any physical injuries.
And you didn't need to get any medical treatment, right?
No.
But fair to say, Mr. Austin had a visible scratch on his face, right?
I don't know. Yeah. I didn't, like I said, I didn't have a chance to take pictures or assess. Everything happened so fast.
Got it. So how did the two of you get around the crib, if you remember?
I don't know. I just know after he hit me, I hopped up and we were fighting. And then the next thing I know, he had me on the bed and choking me in the bed.
Okay. And at the point he has you on the bed, fair to say, like, he's kind of trying to, like, restrain you, like, hold your arms?
No, he was choking me. He had a hand on the neck.
And that lasted for, like, a second?
I don't know how long it lasted for.
Okay. And I just want to talk a little bit about the choking. You're saying you had both hands around your neck, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that to you is considered choking, right?
No, he was choking me. He
Okay.
really was choking me.
Okay. While that's happening, you're still yelling at him, right?
No, I was, at that time, I was hitting him and I was trying to get him off of me.
Okay. And you said you're also though yelling for medical staff, right?
Well, I was trying to get some help, you know, but like, I was just trying to get him off of me at the time. He was way bigger than I was.
Okay. And so you're saying pushing with your arms against him?
Right, I was hitting him, I was pushing him off.
And at some point during that altercation, you're saying you bit him?
Yeah, I did. He was over me. I did.
Okay. And do you remember where you bit him? Like on what part of his body?
Somewhere on his chest, I don't know.
And you're saying that when the male nurse came in, he was still on top of you?
Yes.
And when the male nurse came in, you said he was still choking you, right?
Well, when the male nurse came in, when you know the nurse came in, he got off of me.
Okay, so you're saying the minute the nurse walked in, Mr. Austin just stepped back?
Well, the nurse came in and he said something like, you know, you guys gotta chill out with, you know, other people in here. And then I can't, you know, I don't know exactly how, like as far as the time frame, you know, I can't tell you the time frame. I don't know.
Okay, and you said this a couple times, it all happened really fast.
Right.
Like this altercation lasted, fair to say, like no longer than a minute?
I don't know, I can't tell you the time.
Okay, but less than 5 minutes, right?
I don't know.
That male nurse, when he came in, he just tried to separate you guys?
He didn't need to separate, because when he walked in, he got off on me.
And you were asking him to call police.
Right,
You indicated that you separately called the police.
right.
Was that because the hospital staff wasn't calling the police?
Well, I didn't know if they were or if, because I know security was coming. I didn't know. I just called that from my own.
I don't have any other questions.
Any redirect?
Nothing further.
Thank you, ma'am. You may step down. I do have one question before you leave. So what time were you told that your baby was at the hospital?
I work nights. His mom called me about like 1 in the morning, 'cause I don't get off until
The defendant's mother?
Yeah, I don't get off until 4 o'clock. So, she called me about 1, saying that he was wheezing, he was at the hospital. And I was telling her, like, well, she's supposed to go to the hospital, just take him there, because I was like, oh, we go to work.
And so that was at 1 in the morning?
Yeah.
And you get off at 4 in the morning?
Yeah.
So when you got off at 4 in the morning, you didn't go right to the hospital?
Well, the thing was, we thought that.
Sir, I see you lack self-control.
Right.
I told you already that I'm not talking to you. You don't understand that? If I hear one more word from you, sir, you're going to the stage right. One more word. Understand?
He was, she initially took him to St. John. We didn't think that they were gonna admit him because we thought he was just gonna get a breathing treatment and everyone released him. So she's like, well, since you're at work, I'll just take him to get a breathing treatment and then, I'm not worried about it, because I'm at work.
Okay, but when you got off work?
Right, when I got off work, they had already transferred him over. And like by then, she had already gotten a hold of his bag. And so, I said, well, I just got off work,
So who had your baby?
His grandma had him at first.
How long did grandma have?
Well, I don't know, because he was with them, so I don't know initially.
When was the last time you had?
He was with them for about a week, because their grandmother had his dad. They were going through a funeral. So he was with his dad for about 4 days.
So we hadn't seen your baby in 4 days, and then you were told that the baby was sick, he was wheezing, and they were gonna take him to the hospital.
Right.
You were told this while you were at work, and then when you got off at 4 o'clock a.m., where did you go?
I went home because we didn't know that, by then they didn't transfer, we didn't know people, the thing was they were transferring him over to Children's. So she didn't know if he was gonna be admitted or if they're gonna send him home. So we basically said like, well, since she had got a hold of his dad, that, because the thing is.
Didn't you have some concern?
Yeah, but the thing is, me and him, we don't get along, so I'd rather not.
But that's your baby, and your baby's sick.
Yeah, and I was gonna come.
But you came at 8 o'clock p.m.?
Yeah.
Any questions based on my question?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you. Any other witnesses on behalf of the people?
No other witnesses, Your Honor.
Any witnesses on behalf of the defendant?
No, Your Honor.
People?
Your Honor, I would move to bind over his charge and reserve argument.
Ms. Birchback?
Thank you, Your Honor. I would object to the bind over as to the strangulation charge, Your Honor. I understand that Ms. Taylor has testified numerous times using the word choked. She felt subjectively that she was being choked. I would say based on the circumstances of her testimony, it does not meet that probable cause standard, the elements for strangulation, which if I could just read the jury instruction for strangulation, although I'm sure Your Honor is familiar with the definition. Strangulation or suffocation means intentionally impeding normal circulation of the blood or breathing by applying pressure on the throat or neck by blocking the nose or mouth. We have heard some limited testimony about the impeding of normal breath. She did at some point say that her breath was, I think she used the word altered. That said, the circumstances are that she's calling out for help and that she's also indicated that they are at this time tussling. And so there is also a question of intent. Is Mr. Austin, in her version of this story, intentionally impeding her breath, or are they just tussling and he's attempting to keep her away from him? Because she has also indicated that she.
That's not the image that I got from her testimony. The image that I got from her testimony was that, first of all, he walks over to her, slaps her, hits her in the head, and then she jumps up and they begin fighting. He gets her down, he pushes her down, he puts both hands around her neck. She's trying to get him up off of her.
I understand what the court is saying. I guess I think there is a version of that, and I think that it is a more credible version, that while they are tussling.
The fact that there are competing versions of what happens, doesn't that make it a question of fact to be determined by a trier effect?
In some ways, Your Honor, the reason I'm arguing this in this case is because it took Ms. Taylor, a number of questions for her to even get to the point of talking about what she's calling choking, which is obviously the crime charged here. In her initial version of the questioning, before being kind of redirected to go back and take it all slower, it sounded much more like a slap and then some tussling and then it's over. And so I would argue even at this standard, I understand that she's answered some of those questions in that way, but I think even at the standard, finding over the assault with intent to cause great bodily harm and strangulation, we would object to that.
Ms. Jerry?
I would ask that this court take the complainant's testimony as credible and believable as to what happened. She's not an expert in strangulation. What she did was she told the court what happened. Specifically, herself and Mr. Austin are on opposite sides of the bed or crib where their son is. It is Mr. Austin that comes around and starts a physical altercation with her by hitting her in the head. And it wasn't just a tap, he hit her in the head, and then a physical altercation started between the two of them going back and forth. Then he throws her on the bed and I can't even count how many times she said, he was choking me, he was choking me. When asked, yes, her breathing was altered or restricted. She's trying to get him off of her. It was asked where her was the hands like holding her down or around her arms, I believe. No, they were struggling. He had both hands around her neck. He's holding her down by her neck. You have to use pressure. She's trying to get up. He's holding her down. You have to use pressure to be doing that. That's why she's saying he was choking me. This is very clear as an assault by strangulation.
So let me say this. First and foremost, although this defendant has exhibited some lack of control here, I understand where he's coming from, because Ms. Taylor, in my opinion, does not get the Mother of the Year award. And I think maybe because I look at things from my own perspective and my relationship with my mother. If I'm 2 years old and I've been gone for anywhere from 4 days to a week, and someone calls my mother and tells my mother that they're taking me to the hospital because I'm sick, I don't care if my mother is at work, she's going to leave work and come to the hospital, let alone not show up until some 10 hours later, asking me, having the audacity to ask the father, what did the doctor say? So I understand his frustration, but even with that being said, you cannot take matters into your own hands, sir, and put your hands on it. Hitting her in the head, I'm not even getting to the choking part, but hitting her in the head, which precipitated all of this, because she's a firecracker, I can tell. Once you put your hands on her, it was on then. She jumps up and she's fighting, she's spitting on you, which is, to me, the most disrespectful thing that you can do to a person. But you can't put your hands on her. There's at least a question of fact to be determined by a trier of fact as to whether or not you put both hands around her neck with the intent to strangle her. You still can't help yourself. You want to go to jail, don't you? You want to go to jail, right? You're pushing it. You're trying to show me otherwise. I just told you that I understand your frustration. But by law, people have met their burden of probable cause as it relates to the charges contained in the probable cause is not proof beyond a reasonable doubt. It's just that, probable cause. The court finds that there is probable cause to bind you over to Wayne County Third Circuit Court Criminal Division for further proceedings. Your arraignment on the information date and time will be May 31st, 2024 at 9:00 a.m. I'm going to reluctantly continue your bond. You've given me just about every reason to put you in because you lack self-control, even before this court. So with that, I'm wondering if you are in fact a danger to the community, or at least a danger to Ms. Taylor.
There hasn't been any contact between the two of them. He's been abiding by the stay away order and they don't. And he
He's
will
dying to
continue
tell
do
me
that.
something. He
I
wants
know
to
you're
talk to me.
I just wanted to talk and speak for myself. I'm not a violent person. I didn't have this stuff. And if I can speak for myself.
So you have to understand the nature of these proceedings. Now is not the time where you get to speak. There will come a time, if he goes to trial, where you'll get an opportunity to say your version of the events, if that's something that you and your attorney decide is best. But now is not that time. Okay. Again, May 31st at 9:00 a.m. Bond will be continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Just control yourself, sir. Don't let nobody take you there, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Irvin, step up for a second. Ms. Dahart. Good morning. Ready? I'm sorry? Yes, please. And I got 16.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, very good. How you doing there, Mr. Pope?
Really good, Judge. What about yourself?
Doing well, thanks.
Good.
Just making reservations, go to Coral, but one thing for the birthday. We go over here, yeah. I thought it was yesterday.
Updated that yours.
Before work.
The 21st.
Say,
Bella was on board with it
I'm
tonight.
gonna go spend all weekend doing billing.
He never responded back.
I cannot, it took me 3
That's
hours.
he's gonna be
3
important
hours
because
to do one case.
contact.
Like this is ridiculous. You know, Ted Wallace, Trey. He used to work for me, so he's in the legal system for years. He and I were texting the first day we did it. Where's this? How do I find this? He texted me and said, I just did a whole case and number and I can't believe it. I can't believe the other case. And I said, well, call me if you do, because I'd like to be retained on that case while I'm doing this. What's this? Oh, neat, that's cool. I like that. It's really nice. It's just kind of. Especially since you would believe the probably got paid this week, I'm like over $10,000. I don't know, how do you pay bills? I'm just not taking on as much. I mean, if it's a conflict, I have 2 things already that morning. And I get a PCC, I'm like, I'm not gonna kill myself to stress out. It does, way longer. Don't get too old for all this. I mean, I used to do some intense stuff. We can't even go out to give out cards because you're sitting there. And then I feel guilty about it. I don't do federal silence, but I do retain cases. But I really do some cases. Yeah, you're paid a lot more too. I might say, because that's what they're more interested in the cases that do all of their differently.
Ms. Drain, are we ready on Easton?
Ready to call it, yes.
Okay, calling case 24-56989, people of the state of Michigan versus James A. Easton. Defendant's charged on count 1 assault, intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder or by strangulation. Count 2 domestic violence, 3rd offense notice. Defendant has a habitual offender, 3rd offense notice. Appearances for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Shelley Drain for the people, P number 60249.
Good morning, Judge King. Rosemary Dare, key number 37888, on behalf of James Easton, who's standing to my left. Give the name to the judge.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is James.
There's a date time set for preliminary examination. Are the people ready to proceed?
No, Your Honor, I am not able to proceed at this time. The complaining witness was notified of today's date and time for the hearing. She is not present, and I cannot proceed without her testimony.
Therefore, I would respectfully request a dismissal without prejudice, Your Honor.
So order to dismiss this matter without prejudice. That doesn't mean that dismissal
Can
order-
the order also say that the tether can be removed so he can go up
The
to?
order itself should suffice.
I'm sorry?
The order itself should suffice.
Oh, I was told by one of what the tether officer wanted, remove tether written on the order. It could be a different officer than the one he has. But that was yesterday.
Tell that officer to call me.
It'll be put in the system now so they can look it up. Yeah, it would make sense that a dismissal would just be. All right, let me get this order done. Let's see for a second.
Arlene Green.
Ready, Judge.
Wait, hold on, wait.
Okay, that's fine.
Calling case 24-56557, people of the state of Michigan versus Arlene Lauren Green. Defendant is charged in count 1 assault with a dangerous weapon, count 2 failure to stop the scene of personal injury accident, count 3 domestic violence. Appearances for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Shelley Drain for the people, P number 60249.
Your Honor, may it please this honorable court, very quick on behalf of Arlene Green, who stands to my immediate right, my P number is 48164. Ms. Green, would you state your name?
Arlene Green.
There's the date and time set for preliminary examination. Are the people ready to proceed?
Your Honor, I'm not able to proceed at this time. This matter was scheduled at 10:30 It is 10:49 now. I will indicate to the court that I did receive a message that the complaining witness was notified of the hearing and intended on coming. However, he then stated that he had a funeral to go to. The officer in charge called me this morning and said, oh, the complainant said that because he was subpoenaed, the complainant said that he had a funeral to go to this morning. So when he was contacted about that, he was asked, well, can you give us some sort of information, documentation, something, so that we can verify that there is a funeral today in the morning that and use anywhere going. He was not able to provide any information about that at all. I called him
He
myself.
couldn't tell you where the funeral was, who died?
Nothing. He said he would call back, never gave any information. I contacted him this morning, and left him a message, requesting that he call me back. And I have not heard from him yet. He called our office many times about this case, wanting to know what the status was. But here we are, day of exam, and I would like to ask for an adjournment. However, I just don't have any other information to give the court about why he is not here.
So, based upon that representation, I'd ask the court to dismiss this matter without prejudice. And if in fact he contacts them again and they feel strongly about it, they can reissue.
Yeah, in order for this court to grant an adjournment, this court has to find good cause for the adjournment. So I'm told that the complaining witness indicated that he had a funeral to go to, but not able to verify who, what, when, where this was supposed to take place. The court is not satisfied with good cause that's been shown. The court is going to dismiss this matter without prejudice.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. I'll prepare the order. You can go.
I have the order here.
Thank you, Judge.
That's on the previous case.
Oh, that was the previous case, okay. Yeah, it was. I need an order.
All right, thank you, Judge. That's it. Looks like that's it.
Well, folks, that concludes the docket for today. Hope to see you Monday, same bad station, same bad time.
Have a good weekend, Your Honor.
Thank you, you as well.
You deserve it.
I appreciate that, thank you.
Yeah. May I ask a question?
Yes.
So in other cases, when there was a tether, they never had a problem just with the order to dismiss?
Never had an issue.
Okay. I thought it was put in the system too, and they had a way to look it up or something, but when they go over with a paper on it, yeah, because right, I don't want to say it was judge, but one of the judges. One of the judges just wrote it in the middle of the page in handwriting, and I thought, oh, they might not believe that, but the dismissal isn't. So were you doing billing all weekend?
No, it's going on.
I tried to do that last weekend. Tonight I'm going to the court.
High school, top.
Oh, nice. My niece lives in Charleston. That's very hard. I remember that was thing. I know my nephew just got medical school. It's San Antonio, it's like a Catholic school. He went to John Hopkins, he graduated there before that building there.